Every time I hear this song, I think about what it would be like to go back in time just to see how warped the mind actually was back then. How fucked up was the shit that I was actually thinking compared to what I know and what I think today, and is it any different? But since we don't have a fucking time machine for real, I guess that's not gonna work. We do have the power of editing though.
Welcome. How may I help you?
Well, for starters, you can tell me where the fuck you're at.
Over here.
Sorry about that. Didn't see you there, cause you don't exist. But maybe you can help me out though. I'm trying to put a highlight reel together, but I need to be able to go back in time to do that.
Area of inquiry?
Live in a Birds podcast, episode 15 through 26.
Will there be anything else?
Yeah, cancel me. I need the ratings.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Welcome!
Episode 15, Laughing at Birds. What the fuck is up in the world, man? Gotta pull something to fucking gather, and quick. So, the Mueller investigation happened. Give that fucking a moment of silence. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I give a shit about that, dude. Everybody crying and fucking, it happened or it didn't happen, dude. Who cares, bro? Because at the end of the day, it is what it is. Is it going to affect my life? Whether or not this guy did something or didn't do something. He's a fucking president. And that's the end of it, dude. They all suck. Every fucking one of them. And if you're on either side of the political spectrum, and you're super into this shit, I don't know how you maintain your sanity. I really don't. I tapped out a long time ago. We're going to be honest with one another. So there's my stint into politics, and that's about as deep as I'm going to go. This show sucks. Great potential, dude. They had to turn it into a fucking rom-com. My pussy hurts.
That's fair and square, and if you'd stop all your arguing and jawing, you'd see my side of it. Yep. Keep that mouth flapping and do no listening.
Ew, use the bonds of human love as a conduit for the strange. Can't say I blame him when you see the biggest monster you've been fighting the entire time put his arm around your kid like he's fucking your ex-girlfriend. I think I'd throw myself down an elevator shaft too.
Yeah, that's a joke, son.
What you think I am, huh? What you think I am, a fucking worm like you? I told you, man. I told you, don't fuck with me. I told you, no fucking kids. No, but you wouldn't listen. Well, you stupid fuck. Look at you now.
I like dicks.
All right.
Kevin,
What's up?
I wear a pantsuit and a cape.
Hillary Ghost? Space Clinton?
Me visto con mallas y capa.
Hold on, what the fuck? I don't speak Spanish, dude. What the fuck is that lady talking about?
I wear a pantsuit and a cape.
You just said that. But whatever. I mean, be your best you, dude.
So what do you think of my tight pants?
Oh, Jesus. Honestly, bro, it's the thing now, dude. Everybody wears lady pants. All the guys wear lady pants. Ladies wear lady pants. Me personally, carpenter jeans, bro. You wear what the fuck did you say? A pantsuit. I wear a hoodie and some baggy carpenter jeans. I'm not saying that I'm ahead of the curb on the curb, whatever, jump off it. Yeah, I get it. I'm not saying that I'm like, a fashion guru, bro. All I'm saying is if I bend over, my fucking pants seam is not gonna split. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
I mean, what you gonna do when you're moving around in your day-to-day life, bro, and you get a no reason boner? Now everybody is going to see what Space Ghost is packing, and if you're not packing heat, dude, that's not a good thing. You don't need all that drama in your fucking life, bro. Loosen the pants up a little bit. It's all good. Or dye your hair, maybe grab a purse, lean into it a little bit. I'm not gonna judge you for what you wear, dude. Personally, tight pants infuriate me, and I don't like being confined even in small spaces, dude. Just not into it. It's not for me. But whatever, dude. Your show is way bigger than mine, so I should just shut my mouth.
Okay. Walter, is the show over yet? No. What do you say we end it here? No. Do you use a Tyrannosaurus? The thesaurus?
No. Dinosaurs extinct long before I came around.
Piece of garbage.
So I'm just fucking with you, dude. I know what you mean, and I don't even know what the hell one of those things looks like. Although, when I used to write shit, I had a big-ass Webster's dictionary, and I would just scroll through the thing and pick out, nerd shit, dude. I would look at definitions of words I never heard of before, and then use those words to try to fit into a story somehow when I was bored and I really had nothing to do. But when it comes to doing the podcast and shit, I don't use anything. I mean, occasionally I got a notebook and I'll write down maybe a topic here or there, but for the most part, just turn the microphone on and whatever comes out of my dumb face comes out, and I just go with it.
It all comes out of your head?
Yeah, I mean, that's usually where thoughts come from, dude, is inside your head. So I just think, and well, that's the problem with this podcast. I don't think. I just go. I just say things. I just talk.
Just like that?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, don't you do that? You don't have a special kind of technique that you use?
Like what?
I don't know. Your superpowers, mind reading ability, time travel, whatever the hell it is that you can do. I mean, I know you could fly, so doesn't that do that? I mean, you get a story that way, right?
No. I'll bet you've slept a lot on couches.
All right. I don't know why you would automatically jump to that. Sounds like you're kind of judging me, dude. Not that it's any of your business, but for the record, I have slept on plenty of couches, dude.
Did you ever find money in the cushions?
All the time. Are you fucking kidding me? Plenty.
What do you do?
Take that shit. What the fuck else would you do? Maybe you mean what did I do with the change after I took it? I go to the corner store and buy a Philly blunt. Just smoke some weed. That's what I used to do. Can't do that anymore. Sucks. White papers, kids. You know, I actually got kicked out of somebody's house for taking a spare change in their couch cushions. They were super pissed. Didn't really understand like what the big deal was, but I mean, then it is their house, dude. They're desperate for money. You know? I didn't think they really would care. There was change all over this one room, man. So I figured if I took a couple of quarters and shit here and there, it really wouldn't make a difference. Although, when you're homeless, because you took some change, then you realize probably wasn't the greatest idea. Should have said something.
My brain is vaporizing.
Something awesome has happened, and I want to share this with you now. Doug found something called Anchor. Now, apparently, Anchor is a podcast hosting site. And you're ready for this? You're going to get your fucking mind blown, dude. It's free. It's free. Can you believe that? It's free. Dude, we were paying SoundCloud like $18 a month to put our episodes on there. We got no analytics at all whatsoever other than the amount of clicks on certain episodes, and that's it. They don't tell you how long people listen for, which ones are the most popular or anything like that. And then on top of it, you have to pay for it. Where Anchor's motto, from what Doug was reading me on the website, was basically, we believe that if you want to do a podcast, you should have the ability to do one, and you shouldn't have to pay for it. So the big question I'm sure you're asking yourself right now is, well, wait a minute, where's the catch, right? Because that's what I think too, or I thought rather. Here it is. How they make money is when you start monetizing your podcast, they take a percentage of whatever you're making. That's how they make money. But they never charge you to put your podcast on their website. They don't charge you to do it. They don't charge you to put it on their website. You could put up an unlimited amount of hours. As it is right now, we have 24 hours worth of the podcast. So we could literally do a podcast that will last for the entire year and not be charged a single dime for it. So, you know what? We made the switch. I canceled SoundCloud out, and now we're rolling with Anchor, dude. And if you were wondering, by the way, the podcast will still be available on iTunes, Spotify, Castbox, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, YouTube, now Anchor, and SoundCloud still. Also Google Play. So they're constantly adding other places, but the two big ones were Spotify and iTunes. They're going to have that in there. They're going to have it put on. It's just going to take a couple of days. However, this episode should hopefully land on the page with no problem, because SoundCloud is going to run for another 13 days, I think, before it gets canceled out. So, worst case scenario, I'm going to have to take all the episodes out of SoundCloud and re-upload them one by one, which is not a big deal. If that's what happens, it's still all going to be available. It's free, as it always has been. The only difference is we're changing our host so that it doesn't cost anything for us to be able to do this, which is so awesome, man. And this, by the way, this is not a live read. This is not anything like that. I happily endorse these people. I will happily read a advertisement for them, but I don't have to. This has been my legitimate experience. I'm going from paying a company money to put my podcast on it to not having to worry about coming up with money to do the podcast and wondering what is going to happen if for whatever reason I don't have the money available. Now we don't have to worry about it, and I can put my head exactly where it belongs, into the creative end of this project. For those of you who have children, congratulations to you, and congratulations to me, because there's my first topic. Rubbers. I would like to formally thank the man and or woman that made condoms, because dude, I could not do it. Don't get me wrong. If something happens and I'm forced into it where there needs to be help to take care of these little savages, I could definitely do that. Am I going to go out and have my own kid? Fuck that. And I'm really happy that Jen is on the same page with me as far as that shit is concerned. We already talked about it. We flirted with the idea of having a kid a couple of years ago, and no dice, man. Both of us kind of came up on it like, you know what? Probably not the greatest thing to do, to be sharing our fucked up genetics with one another. It's just not a good look. It's not a good look. You don't need I'm trying to think of a stupid word to combine handicapped and psycho together, and I can't think of one. It would be a psychotic child. If you took my genetics and her genetics and put it together, it would just be a bomb. That's what it would be. It would be a walking, talking, ticking time bomb. That's exactly what it would be. Bipolar, manic depression. She's bipolar, manic depression, schizophrenic, nutters in both of our gene pools, and everybody sucks. Everybody fucking sucks. Everything is really expensive, bro. I got friends. I shouldn't even say that. I know people. Once upon a time, I knew people that I was friendly with, because we're not really friends anymore. Facebook friends don't count, bro. We knew each other at one point. You don't call me. We don't text. We don't talk on a day-to-day basis. We're not friends. Me and you are not friends. We're not uncool with each other, right? Like, I don't hate you. Maybe you don't hate me. I don't know what your deal is, but we don't have a close friendship like we used to. So your Facebook your Facebook status and mine don't really matter. But I know motherfuckers that have had, like, they killed them all, 4 kids. And by the way, I understand, I'm not condoning it, but I understand. I can see how you can get to a point where you could do something terrible. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not condoning it. You need to have self-control, motherfuckers. Pull out with the rubber on. Pull the fuck out. That's not even a joke. I'm not joking right now. This moment in the podcast is brought to you by Social Interactions. I probably just said something super offensive, and I didn't mean it like that, but as the words came out of my mouth, I realized that if somebody says some shit like that about me, I would kind of be upset about it. Not like in the I want to punch him in the face kind of upset, but like, damn, man, that's fucked up. Why would you say that? So, I'm hanging out outside, ripping a smoke, dude. Fuck it. There's a lesbian couple that is in the complex that I'm in, and I'm only clarifying that because that's a very important detail in this moment in time. Jen's outside talking to them. I'm about to go upstairs, and one of them says, hey man, don't go inside and be a party pooper like that. And I'm like, yo, I'm going in, man. There ain't nothing out here for me. So, fuck that shit. And Jed looks at me with the straightest face in the world, goes, yeah, except for 3 pussies. And then I said, I actually said word for word, yeah, 2 of which I wouldn't fuck. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Don't fucking... Oh my god, dude, that's so rude. That's so fucking rude. I hope they thought I said 2 of which I can't fuck. I know somehow some people probably think that's worse, but I would imagine it would be sort of like a complimenty-ish kind of a thing to say, versus like, oh yeah, fuck, nope, I wouldn't fuck those 2 at all. I mean, I could be honest with you, right? I wouldn't. I totally wouldn't. And it's not because they're not cool people. They're fucking awesome. I love them. They're great. You know, the little bit I've interacted with them, they're a little bit wild, but you know, they're funny as shit. You know, Jen was out partying the other night, and she came home for a little bit, just be like, alright, I'm going back out again, but, you know, I'll catch up with you later. You know what I'm saying? wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And I was like, man, you bullshit and you better stop. Like, I don't know. Don't come at me like that, bro. Either bring the heat or shut the fuck up. That's how I'm rolling. If those drawers ain't dropping, I don't want to know nothing. I'm not saying, dude, I'll fucking dig a hole, bro. I'm not trying to say that she's a plug in any means of the way. Jesus Christ, it gets worse. I'm not saying that she's a sexual object. I mean, at times, sure, she likes to be treated like what, but who doesn't, right? I mean, I like a good... Ugh, stop. What I'm saying is, don't be talking to me like, oh, we're gonna fuck later. When dude, I've been fucking you for damn near 13 years. I know the move is I'm gonna fuck you, but I feel like partying a little bit more at this moment, so I'm gonna go back out, have a couple more drinks, and then if I'm not too drunk when I get home, then maybe I'll bash your brains in, or vice versa. You could bash mine in if I was hurt. See what I did there? Probably you missed it. It's alright. It's cool. I didn't explain it well.
I've been watching, and the whole time it's all going. Meow.
Anyway, the point of what I'm getting at is she comes home later that day, and by later I mean she left again at midnight, came back at 3 in the fucking morning, and was still talking craziness, dude. Like, starting to give me an attitude because you're a little drunk and you think because you're trying to throw some pussy at me that I'm not just gonna be like, yeah,
This guy's not getting any of this.
fuck you. Because, dude, I'm a spiteful motherfucker, bro. I will... Dude, you try to throw the pussy at me, man, and you give me a fucking attitude, I will jerk off in front of you to prove a point. And I don't mean in like a Louis C.K. kind of a way. I mean, like, don't think that your pussy holds any power over me kind of a way. Like, I still love you, but if you want to fuck tomorrow and you sober up, we could talk. You know what I mean? We'll figure it out then. So... she said some dumb shit to me out of the side of her fucking face, dude. And as I'm walking up the stairs, you know, they're behind me, Jen's behind them. We're coming up the steps, and she says something stupid. And one of the girls goes, man, you know he just trying to get you upstairs so he could dick you down. I go, she don't stop playing, she ain't gonna be getting shit. And the other one looks up and goes, God damn, I know that's right. That was fucking awesome, dude. And I realized that now that I come off like probably the biggest cunt in America, and there are feminisms. There are feminists that are drawing up fucking picket signs as we speak with ducks on them because they don't know what the fuck's going on over here. Look, dude, it's not... You can't say anything anymore. You know what? I don't care. I don't fucking care. If I treated her like a piece of garbage, she wouldn't be with me for fucking over a decade, bro. So suck my dick. What do you think about that? Huh? Real fucking diplomatic of you there, sir. Motherfucker. Look, bro. What do you want from my life, dude? It's a fun story. Nobody got hurt. Everything turned out okay. It's all good, man. And, you know, whatever. It's not fucking personal. I make my own sandwiches, okay? Cue my music up, man. This is a celebration time, dude.
What's the word, world?
Man, I fucked that sentence all up, didn't I? Whatever. On with the fucking show. Guess what, bitches? It's fucking party time, man. The podcast is officially 20 fucking 1. We can hit the bar. How fucking sick is that, dude? So stupid. We can hit the bar, have some drinks, man. Episode 21. What's up? Bet you didn't see it going this far, did ya? Guess what? Neither did I. But here we are. And cheers to, hopefully, another 21 episodes. Because we don't want to go too far ahead. when you plan things out, usually they don't go according to those plans. So I figured while I'm here, to the fact that this is international, man. Spain, Vietnam, England, Switzerland, America, Wales. You know, we're all over the fucking place, dude. Cali. What the fuck is up, everybody? Appreciate y'all checking it out, dude. I don't know if it pops up all the time if you click on a podcast for 5 seconds and click off. I don't know how all that works. You see how I just robbed myself of even a small victory?
Fucking bullshit!
That's fucked up. So, anyway, listen, I know it's supposed to be a good time. We're supposed to enjoy ourselves. But I watched some shit yesterday that just, I don't understand it, man. I don't understand the romantic view that television, i.e., Lifetime, Netflix, whatever the fuck other A&E, Bravo, any other thing that you can think of, they all seem to do this where people are obsessed with serial killers, right? And for good reason. Obviously, they're wackos. We want to figure out how their fucking brains work. Are we serial killers ourselves? Who really knows? This is shit that we gotta figure out. But I've noticed, especially recently, there's two cats that always catch the spotlight, man. Charles Manson and this fucking Ted Bundy guy. Motherfucker. He's making a goddamn comeback. This motherfucker's like heroin. He's like heroin. He's coming back again. As if like what does that say to the people that he killed? Like, oh well, fuck you, I guess, right? I don't know. I mean, maybe they want the story out there so other people know. How many books on serial killers are there? Who's the worst serial killer ever? How many active serial killers are there right now? What state produces the most? Oh, get the fuck out of here. Despite the stereotypes in the movies, serial killers do not have a great deal in common with each other. The list supposedly goes Alaska, duh. Nevada, Florida, duh. California. Light the joint, dude? Maybe you'll think a little bit differently. Washington, Oregon, same goes for you. Louisiana, I don't know shit about that place. So, how many serial killer books are released a year? Or yearly? Yes, that's what I meant to say. What serial killer has the most kills? Okay, hold on. The big book of serial killers, 150. I don't want to know. All I'm trying to find out is the amount of books that are written each year. That's all I want to know. I'm just trying to figure it out. Who is the worst serial killer in the United States? Holy shit, there was somebody active in 2009. Who the fuck is that? Elias. Oh, fuck. I don't even know how to say these people's names. And you know what? Even better yet, if I could, I shouldn't. Because then I'm giving you the platform that I don't want you to have. We'll see how many, according to my search engine here, the FBI estimates that there are between 25 and 50 serial killers operating throughout the U.S. at any given time. If there are 50, then each one is responsible for an average of 3 murders a year. Serial killers are always present in society. Holy fucking shit. That means, so what is the probability that one of them is living in my neighborhood right now? What do you think there's more of? Serial killers or sex offenders? And I'm not even trying to be cute. I'm serious. Because, dude, I didn't think it was that many. Fuck me. Holy shit. Dude, this is nuts. I didn't get the answer to my question. I'm definitely gonna have to dig a little bit deeper into this because I'm not sure at all. But I mean, dude, there's a lot. I mean, my mom is heavy into that shit. She don't make no sense though. She's a fucking goose, this lady, bro. She loves the documentaries, but she can't stand looking at the murder and the blood, guts, and the gore. But she buys these fucking tapes because she's fascinated with these fucking freaks. I don't understand it. I mean, I get it and I don't get it. I get it in the sense that, like, they think differently. Or, for all I know, maybe she's a serial killer. No, I don't think so, dude. Unless she's talking people to death, then maybe I could see that. I mean, dude, think about this, bro. When you're walking around in your day-to-day life, if there's 25 of them walking around at any given time, there has to be a high probability that you run into one of them somewhere. Maybe at a food store, at a fucking, I don't know, Chuck E. Cheese, a bus stop, whatever, wherever. I don't know why those places just popped into my head, but dude, I mean, I've seen some real shady fucking people, bro, where I've looked at them and I just thought to myself, like, yeah, that motherfucker is, if he's not one of them, he's got the potential. Women, I think, are a little bit more hard to pinpoint, just because they can hide the crazy a little bit better than guys, I feel like. Yo, what is good in the hood? I don't ever say that, but I thought, wouldn't it be really cringy if I just opened up like that for absolutely no reason? Fuck is happening, man? Listen, before we even get started, I'm gonna bang you over the head with this until somebody, all of you, please rate the podcast on iTunes. We are also on Anchor as well as all the other major podcast outlets. Now that we got that nonsense out of the way, I want to talk about some other kind of nonsense. And this is important. I don't know how many movies there have been, how many Chucky movies there have been. I know there was matter of fact, you know what? While I'm sitting here and I have Google at my disposal, I'm going to look it up. We're going on number 8. Okay, so we have Child's Play in 1988, Child's Play 2 in 1990, Child's Play 3 in 91, Bride of Chucky in 98. They gave it a little bit of air, which is always nice. Seed of Chucky in 04. And then we really start to fall off, dude. Curse of Chucky in 2013, and the end all be all of fucking suck is Cult of Chucky 2017. And you know what happened, don't you? 2019 looked at 2017 and said, hold my juice. That's what happened. They're like, I'm going to make an even worse reboot than the one that you made. And why does Chucky need a fucking reboot? Maybe that's what this episode is going to be called, Reboot. I wrote it down. The only reason why I say that is this is not probably going to be what the whole thing is about. However, if we can think for a moment, what other movies have there been that have been rebooted that have just sucked tremendous ass? All of it up through a fucking bendy straw. Just sucked it all up. Twilight Zone, there's one. Alright, well, hold on, because I'm gonna get sidetracked and go into the Twilight Zone, because I just stopped for a moment to remember what I was originally talking about, but I'm cutting myself off and I'm continuing on my thought about fucking Chucky, because damn it, that movie scared the shit out of me when I was young. Literally and figuratively Well, it could have very well literally scared the shit out of me. But seriously, in episode 14, we were talking about the phobias and shit, dude. I mentioned in passing, I'm pretty sure I mentioned in passing, Chucky, and that was the reason why I was afraid of this fucking cricket doll, dude. No shit. I think it was the one where he beat the teacher to death with the ruler. No, that's not it. He beat a guy to death in his living room, in his own living room at a golf club. That's what it was. I remember it distinctly because right at that moment is when I said, fuck every doll that's ever gonna be made. I don't fuck with anything that is bigger than an action figure. You know, fuck that. What is Hollywood doing, bro? Why do we need another Chucky fucking reboot?
Don't fuck with the Chuck.
Oh my God.
Isn't there a Spider-Man? Isn't there somewhere isn't there somebody that wants to be Spider-Man? What happened to that? Can't you go fuck up a Batman movie or something?
If you're working alone, wear a mask.
Why do you gotta go fucking with horror films? And horror films are they're not even my main deal. I really don't like horror movies that much. The last thing I need to do is watch some fucking film that's gonna freak me out and make me rethink life altogether. And as I just said that, a movie specifically popped into my head. I think it's called The Conjuring. Oh, is the one where the girl I think gets her knees broken or some shit, and they're fucking oh, is it gonna be hard for me to get it out? Alright, I'm gonna try to do it quickly. She has the hard cast on, she bangs the cast up against the bed or some shit, whatever it is, and then she's walking around with her broken legs. Okay, I said it. Oh my God, that was hard. That was difficult for me to get through because as I said it, I heard it. As I'm saying this, I'm still seeing it. I want to forget about it now. That shit is gross, dude. Horrible. As a person that I almost said clocks and pips, that's not an unintentional pause. I really don't remember what the fucking proper clicks and pops. Whoa. As a person who clicks and pops when I move pretty much any part of my body, when I hear those noises, I get worried because I think something bad is going to happen or something is going to break. I'm very fragile. So, when I see shit like that, it creeps me out, especially having bad legs like I got. It's the last thing I want to be thinking about. Halloween is another one where I know that I talked about this on a live stream about how much I fucking hate that they keep messing with it, dude, because they're changing things that I like about it. Other people like it, and as long as these movies do well, they're going to continue to do it. They're going to continue to do it because I guess more people like it than hate it, or even they almost have guaranteed money. In the box office, at the Red Box, on demand. It's a known fact that people are going to go to see it, even if they hate watch it, to see how bad it fucking is. That's what's going to wind up happening. So, I guess in their philosophy, if it's not broke, don't fix it. If it's working and we're making money, let's keep fucking up movies. I don't know, man. I'm waiting for the good shit to come back. Mindhunters on Netflix, shit like that. That is a fucking great show, dude. Great show. And I know you either really like it or you hate it. I don't really think there's much of an in-between. But that is well done. But I don't think it's not a reboot of anything. They're just kind of revamping it from a book. I could very well be wrong. But I enjoy that one. Are there some kind of like cringy moments? Some, yeah. But that's with everything. There's always going to be that. You're never going to find anything that's perfect, but this is damn close in comparison to the rest of the shit that's been coming out. I put in the search engine, I highlighted jail/prison recipes, and one thing that is predominantly coming up is ramen noodles. And this is how sick I am, dude. I automatically went to, what if ramen owns stock in prison, keeping people dependent on their product? Like, can you imagine how that meeting is gonna go?
Fuck yeah.
Okay, so we have our projected sales for the next year coming in. If we could have Bob show us the diagram or whatever it is that business people do, and this fucking guy he pulls out a fucking chart, and you're like, okay, so in 2019 you can see that we started here, and since we went and invested in the prison system, our sales have skyrocketed.
Piece of cabal. Seriously.
I'd like to thank all of our political counterparts for making sure that weed stayed illegal in New Jersey. That's going to keep our prison population up and our jail population, which is good, as you know. Our beef and chicken ramen flavors do extremely well in those areas between poverty and college tuition. The next few years, we are looking to see a steady increase in revenue. Dude, it's not even right, man. I said to him that, you know, they're talking to each other like, dude, you know, everything is going great, man, but we're running out of places to bury the money.
Yeah, right. But be that as it may, you see all sorts of things out there in the real world. And darn if he didn't dig up a plastic tube. It went down about 2 foot, and he pulled this plastic tube out. And I said, yeah, now you're going to try and convince me there's money in there. And he unscrewed it and pulled out, he had a plastic sack inside the plastic tube. And he pulled it out and he said, oh, I use plastic tubes so a metal detector can't find it. And he pulled out and it looked like there was, he said there were thousands in there. And there was a lot of $100 bills, I'll give it that. And he had it buried. And he said, you never know when times might get tough, the banks could close or whatever. And he said, the safest place you can put it is underground.
I don't think this boy's got all his marbles.
I don't know what we're going to do with it all. Is that this guy comes out, who I guess like the head priest dude or whatever. He's got some kind of a fancy gown on. And he starts talking to everybody. And holy shit, it was tough to say. I swear to, I'm not even kidding, dude. I was in there for 10 minutes. The first 10 minutes were hard. I was in there wide awake. I was not tired at all. And then somehow, within 10 minutes of listening to this guy rambling on, I was falling asleep. It was fucking nuts. It was like putting on a Harry Potter movie. Say whatever you want. I can't stay awake while watching that movie, dude. I can't do it. Fucking terrible. Again, whole separate conversation. I've been slacking on my job. I haven't been cutting promos for it on Twitter and all that shit because, you know, whoever's gonna find it is gonna fucking find it, dude. And what's the point? What's the point of doing it? Some days I want to, some days I don't. So, you know, it doesn't matter. But when I brought up, like, my buddy called me, the person who used to do the podcast with me, he called me, and we were talking about it. And I was telling him about the episode that I did, and this was on Friday, I told him, which was last week. So it was right on the eve of when the podcast is supposed to come out. I told him about this, to which... And I said to him, because I'm self-aware, I know shit, and I know in no fucking world would he ever want to be associated with something like that. And it's not because of a certain set of beliefs or anything like that is because it would jeopardize other things that are in his life, or the thing that everybody fears, which is the mob, the pitchfork, the torches mob that will come after you if you say the wrong thing about the wrong people, which now is pretty much fucking anything.
Ludwig, you will search the woods. Those are your group. Herr Frankenstein, you will take to the mountains. Those are your people. I will lead the third group by the lake. Remember, get him alive if you can, but get him. But search every ravine, every crevice. But the fiend must be found.
You can't say anything about anything without somebody being fucking offended. And fuck that, dude. Whatever, man. You're not perfect. You can go through all the DMs you want. You can go through everybody's Twitter and Facebook of when they were fucking 16 or whatever. I guarantee you, if we started looking you up under a microscope, you wouldn't be squeaky clean. So I'd be careful if I was you. But that's to the mob, right? So I said to this dude, I know that you definitely wouldn't want to be associated with that. And he said, and I quote, you know, the name, the title of the podcast, Laughing at Birds, has never really meant anything until now. You were able to take it and make it exactly what it is, which is a bunch of nonsense because you pull things together that have no business being related to one another, which I completely agree with. What saddens me about that is the fact that we live in a world where, you know, he left the podcast out of his own self-preservation. I'm not mad at him for it, but what upsets me about it is that he had to make that decision. That the thought was implanted into his fucking mind. If I don't get out of here right now, eventually the walls are gonna fucking close in and I'm gonna die here. There are many hills in life. This is not the one that I want to die on. It's basically the thought that he had to have in my head, which again, I get it. But in the world where, you know, we value the ability to be able to say what we really think, or even make jokes about things that are fucking terrible, that you can't do that without having to constantly watch your back and worry about whether or not you're going to get in trouble for saying something, which is ridiculous. But I mean, dude, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. I talk a lot about how, you know, and this is off mic, not on mic, but I talk a lot about how I only want to be responsible for shit that I do. I wouldn't want somebody else's actions to affect my life in some kind of negative way. I wouldn't want that to happen. So I understand wanting to go, you know what? I'm not going to get my life thrown away because you don't want to watch your mouth and you want to say dumb shit and you think that like nothing bad will ever become of it because nobody knows about it right now, but it only takes 2 seconds for the right person to discover it, make it viral, and then everything is shut down forever, and that's not a risk I'm willing to take. On the flip side to that, he's like, dude, I want you, he used to tell me all the time, like, I want you to succeed in what you're doing. I want you to be able to have the biggest stage that you could possibly get on and be able to do the thing that you love to fucking do. But I don't think you'll be able to get there unless you watch what you say. And here's my counter argument to that, and maybe it's flawed. My counter argument to that is simple. if I were to tiptoe around whatever I say, and it's not even like I'm spewing hate speech, right? I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody. So as long as it's not that, but that's the difference. I know a lot of people don't know how to tell the difference between these things anymore, but my logic is that I carefully word everything that I say, right? And in the biggest moment in my fucking life, say somebody fucking famous somewhere hears this shit, it goes, oh, you know what? It would be cool to talk to this fucking guy for whatever reason. The biggest moment of my fucking life comes, and then it happens where something slips out. I don't know what it would be. It would be something like, let's say that gingerbread man, the word gingerbread man was offensive, right? And everybody in the world like they all knew it existed, but nobody talks about the gingerbread man and the gumdrops and all that nonsense. Nobody talks about it. And for some reason, maybe I'm hungry, maybe I'm thinking about, I don't know. I picked a bad thing. I picked a bad thing to compare it to. All right, you know what? Nutter Butters, right? Nutter Butters are a fucking thing that you, for whatever reason, you can't. You can say it, but it'll bring you a lot of heat because a lot of people are allergic to peanuts. There it is, beautiful. You see how I did that? So I went on to, let's say, the biggest person in the world is somebody whose biggest audience is allergic to peanuts, and I bring up something about Nutter Butters. Now, in that moment, all the work that I've done previously to tiptoeing around and everything that I say, all of that means absolutely nothing because now I come off like a phony, like a fake fuck.
You're a phony! Hey! This guy's a great big phony!
So, that's what it is. That's what it is. And now I realize, as I'm saying this, that none of this really makes a whole lot of fucking sense. None of it makes a whole lot of sense at all. How did we get here? This is the problem I constantly find myself in. The whole fucking purpose to human life as we know it is to fuck up, make mistakes, and become better for fucking up. That's what it is. It has to be. It has to be. I don't know how we got here. What the fucking purpose of life is. That has to be what it is. I don't think there's like a grand scheme plan of life for human beings, dude. I think it's all like trial and error, It has to be. Because, I mean, if you think about how fucking squishy we are, like anything, we can, if the fucking vent fell out of the ceiling right now and hit me in my fucking head, there's a good chance that it might be lights out for me forever. So with a life that is so fucking fragile, you would have to think that if you can't pull anything else away from the fucking existence that we are currently living in, it's that you learn shit as you go. And hopefully you become better for it. But this motherfucker, I need to be paid. And all this cocksucker did was go up there in front of people and be like, blah, 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 was a great person and will be missed dearly. I got a couple hookers and some blow back at the house. I'll catch y'all later. And then he pulled his sunglasses off and the fucking song from the CSI Miami kicked on.
I don't know. He's missing from the scene. Maybe he took off. Or maybe he got taken for a ride.
In the podcast world, that's where the song is going to kick in. Over here, where you're watching me do this dumb shit, you don't get none of that. Because I am bad at my job. Hey man, it is what it is. I'm not perfect. That's all I know. I couldn't fucking believe it. I couldn't fucking believe it. We can even go back further than that. Like when I was a fucking child, dude, and I went and did this confirmation communion bullshit because, my grandmother wanted me to. If you ever want to get married in a church, you gotta do it. Okay, she didn't sound like that, and she didn't close her eyes when she talked either. She was actually a rather fucking intimidating, crazy person. She was a Sicilian, Italian fucking maniac, dude. Maniac, dude. This is where I get some of my crazy genes from. This motherfucker, and hi mommies, for all of you that are out there, I can't say genes without acknowledging that there could be a bit of a crossover. Hi mommies, crackle crackle, all that good shit. We already know what the affiliations are. I forgot where I was going again. I'm like a fucking goldfish, dude. Like I'm going to go towards the fucking front of the tank, and then I forget where I am, and then I remember again, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going this way. That confirmation thing. Yeah, you can't get married to a church unless you do it. Alright, whatever. I'll do it, even though we both know clearly the rate I'm going, I ain't never gonna get married, which, I mean, we'll talk about that in a second, but dude, and why? Why does a church fucking matter? These motherfuckers told me that God is everywhere, right? So why do I gotta go to this specific fucking building to have some jerk off that wears a silly outfit, wave a fucking book around and go, abracadabra, you're married now? Why? Stupid. Doesn't make any fucking sense. It's dumb. It's a fucking thing probably made up by the fucking state to take money from stupid people. But, maybe you're saying that because you're not married. I don't know. I hear that shit a lot around Christmas time too, dude. That's my favorite line. Well, what do you get married? I'm not. Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean you're not getting married? What do you mean? You're gonna break the fucking mold, dude. Fuck, what are you doing? You have to get married. That's what all good people do. I'm not a good person. Still, you should do it. If here's the end all be all of go fuck yourself in this argument is if you really loved each other, you would do it. Because let me explain something to you, fucking broke, divorce-y, future having motherfucker. Explain something to you. When you're dating a person, right, there's a thing called the exit, right? And it's a door, and whether or not you want to believe this, it's true. Because I'm telling you it's true. No, because it's common fucking sense. There's a little door, and it sits always right behind you. Just a little bit behind you. And the person you're with, every once in a while, maybe it's an argument, maybe you left the seat up at 3 o'clock in the morning and she went to pee and she fell in the toilet. I don't know these things personally. I'm just saying, dude, it's a possibility, right? Maybe it's the way that you fucking, I don't know. I was gonna insert fart joke here, don't have a good one. Or, it could be that. Maybe it's the fact that you're not shy with your flatulence and she doesn't appreciate that. Or maybe you're a lady and he doesn't appreciate that. To which I say, unless you're giving him a Dutch oven, I don't understand what his problem is. And yes, for those of you out there that are wondering, I lived with a slob and she has, on occasion, been known to rip the fucking grossest ass that you can possibly rip and pull the blankets over my fucking head and then laugh to the point that you can't fucking breathe. And then you know what happens after that? Nothing, because shitty people live forever. That's what happens. No, seriously, look, let me tell you something about me, dude. How I broke into this relationship was we were hanging out in my mom's living room trying to figure out what the fuck life was going to happen next, right? And, there was a break in conversation. So what I did was I decided, I felt the rumbling, and I thought to myself, well, time to see what kind of girl she is. And I did as any good-natured human being would do, with no warning at all. I slightly elevated my left butt cheek, and I fucking hammered one out. She fucking shocked. Couldn't believe it. I can still I can still see the look on her face right now. And it brings me joy, dude. It really does. I'm almost tearing up, man. It's fucking it's beautiful. Life is beautiful sometimes. Just once in a while, when the stars align and the right amount of gastric discharge. That sounds bad. I don't think that's what the medical term for fart is, but we'll just go with it and say that it is. When that happens, it especially to an unsuspecting victim, is a beautiful fucking thing. And if any of you, I swear to God, if any of you try to say that she's a victim of a fart somehow, that like I've altered her fucking life in being because I ripped ass in the same room that she was sitting in, go fuck yourself. Please go fuck yourself. Jesus Christ, man. That just made the back of my head hot. Fuck. Anyway, she looked at me, and before she could even say anything, I looked her dead in the eyes and I said, if you enjoyed that, there's plenty more where that came from. And that's it. Straight face. I can't do it now, but she was shocked. She didn't know what to do. And she was like, oh, okay, I see how it is. And she'll tell you that I'm lying, but I don't know if it was at that. It would have been like fucking cinema perfect if she would have heard me say that and she would have leaned over and just farted and almost shit her pants. That would have been hilarious. But at some point, like, she got comfortable with it, because I was like, dude, get comfortable. Like, I'm just letting you know what you're in for. I'm going to rip ass in front of you. I'm probably going to, scratch at my fucking ball bag once in a while. Like, these are just things that are going to happen. So if you're not into that, not that specifically, but if that's not something that you think you can handle, the door right there. So the point that I'm trying to make is that every once in a while, the person you are with, blah, will look at that door and they will weigh their options. I could leave now and I could save myself a whole lot of trouble, or is this just interesting enough for me to stay? Like, do I really want to pack all my shit right now and throw it in the back of that truck? I don't think I do. So maybe they hang out for a little while longer. When you try to evolve the relationship into a marriage, that little door disappears. There is no more door. I mean, there is, but there's a whole lot of red tape around it. You gotta go get divorce papers, and there's lawyers involved, and prenuptial agreements, and I had a half a dog biscuit, and you had some tinfoil when we got together, and now there's a fucking wedding cake that we have to split, and half of it's molded, and I don't want any of this shit. There's a lot of stuff that goes into all that, dude. So why make it more complicated than it is? Why make it more complicated than it is? If you love a motherfucker, right? If you really care about each other, what's stopping you? And I know this is a fucking breakthrough idea that I have going on here, but what's stopping you from just going to the fucking store, buying 2 rings, wearing them, and shutting the fuck up?
It's a new way to get high.
No, it's not. Smoke a joint, you fucking retard. End of story. There is no need for the rest of this story. Listen, any news network can feel free to run this at any time as a public service announcement. Don't smoke bugs, you fucking moron. Go to the store, buy some fucking weed, and end it. Call it a fucking day, dude. It's a wrap. If you're smoking bugs to get high, you need mental evaluations done now. And your parents, don't even get me started, bro. Bedbug smoking is raised, not born.
Just feel, like I was walking through wet concrete.
And it's called bed bugs. That's because it is bed bugs.
I shouldn't get this excited, bro. Look at these fucking things, dude. Look at them. You smoke that. What part of your fucking demented brain looks at that and goes, I need to put that in my pipe? Burn. Fucking retard. I swear to God, dude. I can't fucking believe this shit.
Fucking bullshit!
It is fucking bullshit. It's exactly what it is.
So what it does is it enters the brain and it goes to certain receptors in the brain that are in the pleasure centers of the brain, and those are stimulated. Dopamine is released and the person gets a high from that.
Bed bugs have a known hallucinogen that if smoked or injected can cause major hallucinations.
Dude, I don't give a fuck. And I want you to look at me when I say this to you, because from the bottom of my heart, I mean this. I wouldn't smoke a bed bug if I don't give a shit. Pick the best 2 porn stars you can think of, the hottest women in your life, because I'm not into men. I'm not judging what you like. That's not for me. Maybe that's for you. Whatever it would feel like, you know what? Take 4 fucking women, dude, and they can all blow me at the same time. That's what it felt like. Not happening. Not doing it. Not doing it. I don't give a fuck if I smoke a bed bug and I solve Einstein's theory of relativity. Is that a fucking thing? I don't know. We're gonna find out. I don't know how to spell Einstein because I'm not smart. Thank you, Tech9. I just remembered that because of you.
Who got this motherfucking house on lock? Einstein. Well, who keep it sizzling? Who keep it high? Einstein. Well,
Einstein theory. Oh, it is real. What does it mean? In 1905, Albert Einstein determined the laws of physics are all the same for I could do it. For non-accelerating observers. What? And the speed of light is a vacuum is independent of the motion of all observers. What? This is a special theory of relativity. Well, you know what? I don't give a fuck if I know what any of that means. I'm not smoking a fucking bedbug, cat. It's not happening.
There's no way to extract the active chemical known as pH 417, so the entire bug is dried, crushed, and then smoked, and sometimes even injected.
It's neurotoxic.
What?
It's very dangerous.
What? Yo, if you're injecting bed bugs, bro, just hang yourself. It's much faster. Just put the gun in your mouth and pull the trigger. Am I advocating suicide? No, I would never do that. And I'm not telling you to do it either. So don't blame me. Don't blame me if you blow your fucking head out of the back of your ass. That's not my fault. I'm not telling you to go and do it. I don't advocate it. I'm just saying, look, if you're gonna smoke a bed bug, right? Why don't you do this instead? Whatever. It's a joke. It's a joke and it's not a joke. Like, seriously, reevaluate your life. I'm not telling you to kill yourself. All I'm saying is make a smarter decision. Jerk off and then think about whether or not you still want to smoke a bed bug. If after you blow a load, if you still, you know what, I want to try it. Well, then, you know, you get what you deserve. What else can I say to you? Other than, you know, it's easy, dude. You just go. That's a direction, so I can't even say that. The joke is supposed to be, you're supposed to buy a gallon of water. You're supposed to go to the nearest train station. Then you take a sip out of the gallon of water, put the cap on, put it on the ground, lay on the tracks, wait for the train, and end your life. That's what the joke is supposed to be. But I can't say that now because some fucking asshole out in the world, in internet land, is gonna think that I'm being serious. I don't want you to kill yourself, bro. Go to fucking rehab, dude. Anything is better than smoking bed bugs. Ugh.
It's a reality out there, and it's something that parents really need to be aware of and wake up to, that it is happening.
Doctors warn that another chemical inside the bed bugs, called teparate, can make a person sick with flu-like symptoms.
And so then you get the blood levels that come down, the pleasure comes down, and then over a period of time, the person is left feeling more depressed, dysphoric, looking for the next high.
Users of the drug have devised a way to catch the little critters by using sugar water and a straw. In Phoenix, Dan Spindle, ABC 15.
Phoenix, get your fucking life together. What the fuck are you doing? I might just fucking put this in the podcast and say fuck life altogether, right? It'd be much easier. Why would you let them bite you? Oh my god, people are fucking dumb. I can't do it anymore. Pineapples. This is fucking ridiculous.
What a sham. What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today? I mean, the only class in this act is sitting next to me, and I'm here to tell you, this boy's soul is intact. It's non-negotiable. You know how I know? Someone here, and I'm not gonna say who, offered to buy it. Only Charlie here wasn't selling.
Sir, you're out of order.
Out of order? I show you out of order. You don't know what out of order is. I'd show you, but I'm too old. I'm too tired. I'm too fucking blind. If I were the man I was 5 years ago, I'd take a flamethrower to this place. Out of order. Who the hell do you think you're talking to? I've been around, you know. There was a time I could see, and I have seen, boys like these, younger than these, their arms torn out, their legs ripped off. But there is nothing like the sight of an amputated spirit. There is no prosthetic for that.
From 5 years ago, and I just heard about this like 4 days ago. You think I'm on some shit. You know what? My new slogan is going to be, hey, at least it ain't bed bugs. How about that, motherfucker? You think you're slick, bitch? I'm slicker than you. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. So stupid. Holy shit. I can't believe this. First of all, let me just start by saying that I know I mentioned in the display case, episode 47, that I had to re-upload because I fucked up and put it out early. That's why it says that the dog was going to get put down. Luckily, she didn't. She's here with us, and she just decided to run up on the door and push it open, as if to say, don't be closing that bedroom door in my house, not while I'm around. But anyway, to the topic at hand, I can't believe this, dude. The podcast is technically, it's a year old. I mean, the first one, November 20th, 2018, is when, I guess you could say, the prelude to the podcast came out. On January 27th, 2019, the first episode of the train wreck was born. And now here we are, November 30th, 2019 Terminator timeline, because you will get this as one of the first, if not the first, episode of the new year 2020. This will be episode 48, I'm pretty sure. We gotta work through the kinks, I had to double check and find out. But I thought it would be cool to do, realizing that the podcast is a fucking year old now. We've gone through a lot of changes. I didn't do what I wanted to do originally. I was going to take clips from every episode that we ever made and put short clips in here, but because I was asked to not do certain things, I decided it would be better off and we just go from, actually have it written down. So I decided to go from episode 15 through episode 26 to kind of glance over some of the podcast episodes over the last year. Now, unfortunately, it's me solo. I should have touched up on guests. Fuck. Well, you know what? No, there's a reason why I didn't do that. So let me stick with that plan. I'm going to make a separate reel for guests when I have enough episodes for them, if and when that day comes. But for now, I just thought it would be a cool thing to do, to bring the new year in with a look at some of the highlights from the last year, the beginning of the podcast to what it is now. And even with the short clips that I did post, you can hear the difference in between what it used to sound like and what it sounds like now, even though it's not the beginning of it all. Alright, so I forgot I had an idea for an intro. So this is going to be the outro, apparently. So thank you to everybody who checked this out before we knew what we were doing, to me doing it by myself. Appreciating every one of you savages, man. With any luck, we'll get canceled and we'll be double the size we are now next year. You have no idea. It's awesome to see that people actually enjoy these ideas that I'm throwing together. So, with all that being said, catch you next Saturday. Laughing at birds. Remind me again why it is that animals are so great. You want to take a listen to this? In between working on something else that we got going on here, I'm trying to edit together a fucking podcast, and this dirtbag is slobbering her fucking toes next to me. Dude, it's the grossest thing that you'll ever hear in your fucking life. Listen to that. No shame. Ugh. It's all wet and disgusting, dude. I hate it. I hate it. I just got hot flashes like an old woman in menopause, dude. Yo, do you mind? Nope. Yeah. A joy to have. If you can aim the computer, please. Look at you. Not a care in the world. Oh, are you trying to make a fucking audio adventure happen? I don't care. I'm too busy munching my toes. Them toe jams ain't gonna eat themselves. Like, you don't care. You don't care. Dude, alright, I'm leaving it at this, but I just had a memory. Oh yeah, go ahead, eat it up. Ugh. Imagine this next to your ear while you have to listen to the sound of your own voice and try to make something funny happen. Are you done? Oh, what a goose I am. To think, maybe for a moment... I just thought of something really funny, dude. It's fucking completely disgusting, but it's hilarious at the same time. This is a true story. I can't make this up. I can't make this up. Okay, so I told you, since she got bit, when she poops, it is irregular. It's not, that should be illegal. This is probably porn in some country. Look at this. Dude, so she goes, we have her litter box across the way over there in that closet, right? I built this up. It's not going to be as funny as it is in my mind. And it's not even funny. It's gross and it's disgusting, but she goes into her litter box, dude. And I don't know if these two things are related, but she goes into her litter box, she takes a dump, I don't know if you know. Apparently, cats they smell it, right? Which is why they cover it up, because to get a little National Geographic around here, they cover their poop up out in the wild so that other animals don't know that they're lurking around and hanging out, so they don't get eaten or whatever. And she went to go do a sniff check, and she fucking barked. Now, dude, I can't handle shit like that. Even from her, I can't. And I had to be outside for like an hour and a half. I couldn't even come back about an apartment. But it's funny to think that it was so gross that when she smelled it, she was like, oh no, that's terrible. I told you it wasn't gonna be that funny after I said it, but dude, I don't know why, that got me pretty hard. And I realized, I just want to let you know, Terminator timeline, I don't know when this is coming out. It's October 19th, 8:48 p.m. I'll be at the dock every day at noon. I've started editing the same podcast twice now, so I didn't even realize it was the same one until I went back, because apparently I named it two different things and didn't realize. So I've just wasted my time editing the same podcast twice, which means that somewhere in this computer there very well could be an episode lurking around. This is what happens when you work on 3 episodes simultaneously at one time. I don't know if I ever finished the other one, the heel turn I was gonna do. Fuck, I don't remember. Oh great, that one has 2 names too. I have to go back and listen to these because I don't know what's done and what isn't done. Maybe we'll throw this in a podcast someplace. She stares right at me too, like no shame at all whatsoever. You know, if every time I washed my balls it sounded like that, I would make sure that I would never do it when anybody else is in the house. I would go out of my way. I'd probably find a gym somewhere to shower at. No. Are you good now? Nope. She's working on the other end, right? She knows that I'll talk about it too. She's not stupid, right? You're not dumb. You're just disgusting. Oh, don't shame your animal. Hey, fuck you. She's gross, but she knows I love her. After all, if I didn't love you, I wouldn't clean your shit box and put food in your bowl and give you water. Horrible. We'll figure out where this is going later on. In the meantime, okay, she just completely just jacked the chair. Just jacked it. So much for computer placement. I just realized there's a pill bottle sitting up there. I mean, it's obviously I'm taking fucking medicine, but I don't know if names and addresses are going to be able to be seen. So I guess the audio video component of this, I think I said it right, is obviously not going to be used because unlike, what's his name? The Craftsman, I am shit with editing and I'm not even gonna bother to try it. That fucking man is dedicated, bro. He really does take the time to make that shit polished and good and nice. So clearly, I know where I'm at. I mean, dude, that's how you get a plaque on your wall, dude. And I'm not talking about a handicap one either. It's not that funny, stupid. Shut the fuck up.